So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second annual Deadball Con. Super excited to have everyone here. I know we have more coming on the way as well later tonight, but we're here to kick things off and get it all started. Uh, for us tonight, my name is Scotch Tape. I'm gonna be your MC for a lot of the event. Uh, I'm also one of the moderators here. I've been helping get things scheduled and put together behind the scenes. Also with me, I have Solo Scribe, another one of the mods here, if he wants to introduce himself.
Howdy, guys. I'm literally just walking out of work right now. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I've been here. I don't know what you said when you first joined in, but I've been playing Deadball for forever. Soloing all kinds of TTRPGs forever. So excited to talk and be here with everybody.
Yep, but of course we have the man himself, WM Akers.
Hey guys, I'm sitting here with my dog. I've got a beer. I've got my dice. I'm ready to help you guys get started.
Yeah. So, yep, we have. So tonight we're gonna kind of get things going a little bit slow. We're gonna give Akers some time to chat. To sort of catch us up on what he's been doing. I know he's been writing away on a book that I still have yet to add to my library. I promise I am going to buy it soon. Um, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about where Deadball's going or things that we've worked on. We also have Fear the Beard here.
How's it going, everybody?
The mod team.
Hey guys.
And then we talked a little bit about what to do because last year we sort of did like a tutorial night one. But we figured, a lot of us here are already familiar with the game, so we're going to kick it off with a fun little project that Spice, a new face here, has been working on with a couple of, dare I say, meme rosters. Some fun little real world rosters that she's put together, and her and Jaylee will come up here and duke it out, and that'll be a time if you are looking at more of like what does Deadball look like online, how does the multiplayer stuff work, how do we do things here. We'll sort of walk through that as a tutorial match. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the big event here this weekend is the tournament. So we only have like 2, and then if I join in, 3 people signed up for it. So I'm really hoping we could get a couple people. It's like 2 or 3 games Saturday, 2 or 3 games Sunday is all we're looking for. I'll probably put together a little prize pack for the winner, but just a good time. And in general, what this whole thing is about is, those of us who are fans of this tabletop baseball game, getting a chance to like sit down together and find a time where you can find people to play with and talk about the game and just do some fun stuff.
And also, if you haven't played before, this is a great time to jump in and try it.
Yep. We had one of the people who played in the tournament last year and I think did fairly well. It was the first time they had played. So it is a-okay to join in just like that. Or if you want to play other games, I'm sure people can convince me to break out some of my hockey games later. Stuff like that. We're going to have a little break for dinner. Then at, help me out here, Beard, 8 or 9? I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, 9 Eastern,
Yep.
8 Central. We're going to have
Yep.
Matt McKeever, one of the 3 creators of Pocket Pennant Run, come, and he's going to talk a little bit about his creative process with that and his history with Deadball, and then just kind of open up with questions. And so I've known Matt for quite a long time, going back to whenever we were playing Reddit games on the subreddit, or the Deadball games on the subreddit. And so it's going to be a very good chat.
Yep. And then some other things we have coming up is we've already been talking about it a little bit here. We do have Mr. King of WSLP Sleep Baseball, who will be joining us tomorrow night for a discussion. Sort of go through his process with that. I know that's something that's sort of been a bit of a cult hit here. See Madison talking about it as something to listen to while driving. I don't recommend it. It definitely does, but I'm looking forward to that one. And then tomorrow night we're gonna do some homebrew. We're gonna do a little bit of a homebrew roundtable. So me and Drowsy, um, uh, me and Drowsy Pro and Jaylee will be sharing some of our stuff. But if you have other, if you're newer here and you want to have 5-10 minutes to talk about what you've been tinkering with or what you've been in, sort of little projects here, we'd love to hear it. And that's your chance to come and blab to those of us who don't get a chance to just read in the homebrew channel all day. As well, and like I said, open play, open play, open play. All right. So, Dog's like, why aren't you talking to me? All right, so I'm going to shut up for a minute. And we're going to let Akers take the floor here to talk a little bit about, he has some of the questions we had sent in, and just give him a chance to talk for a minute.
This dog does not care if I'm talking as long as I'm on the couch and petting him. That's all that he wants. And just so you can picture it, it's a big, wide couch, and I get about 8 inches of it to sit on, and he takes the rest of it. I'm squished up against the arm of the couch right now. But yeah, so first I just want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you to the mods for organizing this and for all the work you do on the channel every day. A lot of it's invisible, and you guys work so hard, and you've done a great job for many years now to make this channel just like a very welcoming and fun place. And it's really sort of the beating heart of Deadball in 2026, and that's so cool. Especially since I don't have to do any work. You guys are amazing. And thank you also for organizing this second year of the con. I just think it's awesome. I love all the stuff you guys have planned. I'm going to try to make it to some of the panels because they sound really cool. I do not have the time to plan the tournament this weekend. If I did, I would. But I would like to say, if you guys are looking for an incentive to get people to sign up and play some games this weekend, I would love to contribute a little calligraphy Deadball Con 2026 champion sign or something like that. So I could make a little piece of custom calligraphy with whatever their name is or their handle or whatever they prefer, and I can mail it to them.
I think that'd be a cool little pennant to put up in anyone's room. So
cool. Okay. Well, yeah.
More,
so that's
more reason to sign up if you haven't yet. Or
yeah, if that's a good incentive, my calligraphy is coming along. I think it's good enough to hang up. But it would be a worthy prize for the winner. So feel free to advertise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what have I been working on? Not enough Deadball stuff is the answer. I put up the 2024 Southern Circuit rosters last year, about 14 months late. If I'm lucky, I'll get 2025 and 2026 out this year. I mean, you guys know how it is with your homebrew leagues, and the Southern Circuit is very much my homebrew league. It means a hell of a lot to me. Nobody else cares, but it means a lot to me. So it's something I want to keep current. I want to just keep following that story because I think that's, really what this game is all about. To me, it's what any of these fantasy sports games that we play are about. Those characters come to life in your head, and you feel like you want to keep them going. You want to track their careers. You want to see them rise and fall and come back as a manager or a third base coach or something one day. And so I want to keep those guys alive. So that's the main thing I've been thinking about with Deadball. I've kicked around ideas for new expansions. I haven't hit on anything yet that I think is good enough to bring out there. So at the moment, nothing concrete is planned. I'm just tinkering and kicking around other game ideas too. I spent a while in the spring working on an idea for like a game where you would play as a golden age of Hollywood movie producer. So that's the thing I've been tinkering with, but it's still not at beta stage yet. So nothing, unfortunately, for you guys to play with. I've just been really damn busy writing and, also parenting and working and doing all that stuff. And this fall, I started a creative writing MFA program at Drexel University. So that's been keeping me busy too, hoping to eventually teach there or something or someplace like it. So I spent all day today writing up like a mock lesson plan. That's the thing that I was working on instead of fun Deadball stuff. As you may know, as I probably should be posting about in the channel more, I've got a book coming out on February 3rd called To Kill a Cook. This will be the first book in a new series starring a 1970s food critic named Bernice Black. In the first book, she finds the best French chef in Manhattan with his head cut off and encased in a big lump of aspic, and she's got to figure out who did it. I'm getting ready to get notes back from my editor on book 2, and I'm currently planning a possible book 3. So this is the beginning of a new series, and although it has really just no baseball at all, anybody on here who likes fine dining or history or especially mysteries, I think might want to check it out. I'll post the link, and I'm also doing a small book tour. So if you happen to be in Philadelphia, New York, Nashville, or Houston in early February, I'll post the link to those events. You guys can come say hi. But yeah, so that's like what I've been doing. The problem with writing is it's a lot of fun, but damn it, it takes a lot of time. And it really sucks up my energy for everything else. So I'm really, really lucky and really grateful that people keep wanting me to write books for them, but it makes it hard as hell to get anything else done. So I've been lucky to have time to work on calligraphy, but that's pretty much the only hobby thing that I've been doing lately. So I know there were questions. I do not have where they are. So if you'd like to post them or just ask them. Yeah,
I
if you
can
just
pull
want
them
to.
up.
Yeah, if you want
And a lot of
to.
it was less questions and more it was things that we had talked or things that people wanted for Deadball in the future.
Oh yes,
So
that stuff I wrote down, and that's stuff I'm thinking about and adding to the list. I love seeing those lists because when I'm thinking about stuff to do with Deadball, I'm like thinking about big things, and I really appreciate that the stuff you guys are concerned about is like we want more clarity on pop-ups and stuff like that. So I appreciate that y'all remain in the nitty gritty while I'm out here trying to think about like I wonder if I could turn this into an RPG or whatever.
I I think that was one of mine was more stuff with the managers. So
I love that idea. You know, I've kicked around and I think there could be a fun way to do this. And actually, this is a question I'll throw out to the group is I would love to bring a sort of light like personality system into the game. I don't know how it would work, but if you guys have played any sort of game that's got like personality tags for different characters that are like fairly simple, but that can have simple mechanical effects, like, you know, I really like the way that Out of the Park like classifies different players into different roles. And those different roles like affect how they interact with each other and how they do on the team. Something simple like that could be really fun. But yeah, most of the stuff that I've been thinking about adding to the game is between game kind of stuff. I think that the all in the field game works pretty well, and I'm always so wary of doing anything that's going to like slow that down. But giving people more things to think about and tinker with in between games during the off season would be a lot of fun. Any kind of like manager system or personality system that would give people reasons to shake up their lineups. You know, that's something we've talked about a lot. It's the reason that the quality on the bench rule exists. The reason that hot and cold exists is like you want to have a reason to start the guy whose OBT is lower. Because, normally it's like, well, there's just no reason to start that guy, but you want reasons to shuffle up your lineup the way that they do in real life. You want, it'd be fun if maybe even if it was just as simple as like there's a personality trait that triggers hot or cold, so like this guy's in a funk or whatever, and we could make it a little bit more personality driven instead of strictly mechanical. Again, nothing, I haven't put anything down on paper about that, but it's something I've daydreamed about for a long time.
yep.
um, while we are here, does anybody have any questions, anything you want to know about Deadball or other stuff?
Yep, and you can put them in chat, or you can. I think there's some sort of raise your hand feature out there if you want to come up and
I'm
ask.
looking at the chat, so whatever's easiest for y'all.
Coming up with good reasons to start players. Yep.
Yeah, Madison, I agree with you. I think it's a small thing, but it makes such a big difference to just and because when you do it, like when you have a reason to start your fourth outfield or whatever, and that player gets a hit or makes a great play, it becomes a thing, and it makes that game so much more memorable. Or even just like maybe something like this guy looked good in batting practice, and so he'll get a boost if he comes in to pinch hit. Little things like that. And as always, like I said, the goal is to find a way to implement this stuff so that it's a fun thing to think about, but it doesn't slow down the actual action of the game. But just thinking about what's some stuff that would pop up on the storylines graphic if this were on ESPN.
To Jay Lee's point on out of the park, with fatigue, one thing I always kind of thought would be kind of cool would be like Jay Lee said, after 11 games, the player needs a rest, and having just a way to denote like when a player needs a rest to put somebody else in. Otherwise, they take minus whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that would be interesting and very straightforward to do would be to maybe institute like a fatigue roll before the game, and apply penalties to catchers, because right now, like, your catcher can start every game. So just something as simple as that, like roll the dice, and most players can play every day, but like they have a 10% chance or whatever of like needing a day off, or needing to sit for the first few innings or whatever, but the catcher has like a 25% chance of needing a day off. Even that would just force you to shake your lineup up. And like, what happens if you go through and you blow 4 of those rolls, and now 4 guys are like taking a statistical penalty because probably they went out partying last night or something like that, and then you have to like adjust your lineup accordingly. That could be fun.
I think of how simple a Stratomatic's limit system is, of just you can pitch this many innings, the end.
Oh yeah.
So some of the other ones that came up from we'll bring up Hero Lover. Mirji talking about the hot and cold rules. Yep, those are.
Well, actually, interesting as it can be, there's another game that you roll before game starts, and to find your team mood, the clubhouse mood. What's it like? And one thing I could see, I've actually got a chart I can post somewhere, but is you need to change your, like, okay, that your team mood is down, and I've got it where if your team mood is down, you roll for 1 or 2 random players, and they're just automatically cold. And in order to, you could make it where, okay, you need to change your lineup to change your team mood. I'll sit back down now.
I like that idea. That's and that's nice and clean too. And the one thing I found anytime I've implemented anything with Deadball, because y'all have such great imaginations, and baseball fans as a whole have such terrific imaginations, like the mechanics don't have to be overpowering. Very, very small stuff is enough for us to project a whole story in our minds. So whenever I'm thinking of new rules, I always have to remind myself, like, don't overcomplicate this. Simple stuff will make a big difference, and especially over the course of season play, small things make a huge difference. So yeah, something like that could be very cool, and you could modify it with like, if like player X is tagged as a team leader, and if his personality type clashes with the manager's personality type, like there's trouble, or something like that. But yeah, the trick is to come up with ways to do it where it's not cumbersome. Or you could even just make it so only a handful of players get to have a personality. I think we've all watched enough baseball to know that many baseball players don't have much of a personality, at least that we could see from the outside. So those guys, maybe you don't have to worry about their tags, and there's just like 2 or 3 players who get to become kind of the story focus for the team that season.
I know for top line, one of the really simple things that I implemented was a mentor, so that after a player is an all-star, they have a chance of just falling to a mentor. All right. Some of the other ones that came up were mascot night and promotions, as another potential thing, and then a lot of talk about defense.
Yeah, what do you guys want to see from defense? Like, is it a return to, because are people still playing with the sort of like range thing that was popular 4 or 5 years ago? Or has that mostly fallen by the wayside? Like, how do you guys want defense to get deeper?
That's still been a thing where people have been like looking at range and arm a little bit, but it's been a little bit less common more recently.
Yeah, I kicked around. I spent a while last year or the year before tinkering with a system for defense that would make it a little bit more complicated and that grouped players not by like assigned positions, but sort of like positional groups, whereby like your corner outfielders are a group, center fielders in a group by themselves, like your middle infielders are a group. And I bounced around ideas for how like defense could improve or degrade independent of um, your batting skill to sort of give, because I like a player that I'm sure many of us have loved is the guy who gets older and his bat slips, but his glove is still really, really good. And, that's like a guy you can really root for, who's not hitting so much anymore, but he's still like a really slick defender, your Brandon Phillips types. So that's the thing I played with. I never got it to a place where I thought it was fun, though. That's always the big problem. You can come up with these systems and they look so interesting, and you try to play it and you're like, oh, crud, it's not fun.
I want a Javi Baez simulator.
I would love a Javi Baez simulator. Talk about a guy who like doesn't fit any like he's a man unto himself. And he's one of those dudes who is really much a poster child for implementing OBT, because like old timers remember that like 1E didn't come with OBT. I had to put that in year 2, and he's like a classic guy who um his OBT is very close to his BT. Like that guy does not get on base otherwise. He is just such a 3 true outcomes dude. And he really favors the 2 truest outcomes, home run and strikeout. But I've loved Baez ever since the first time I saw his tattoo.
Yeah, it seems like he added that for Luis Arraez, or who was it? Soto also.
Yep. Yeah, man, there were some folks. I saw a thing the other day where people were like, the Mets need to sign a Rise. And I was like, I don't know if we do. Like we had Jeff McNeil and we worked so hard to get rid of him.
Yep. Advanced rules for consolidated tables, maybe even per player, i.e. one rule that can determine the result of a full AB instead of up to 4 rules being necessary. That's another thing that.
Gosh, I don't know how that would work. If somebody cracks that, let me know.
That sounds like Universal Baseball Association, where he has the 9 tables for the 3
Yes,
types of pitchers
exactly.
by the 3 types of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which worked, for him, I guess. Although until it didn't.
Yeah, that never worked for him.
the man who threw up after changing his dice roll. Yeah, maybe not the best place to start.
I think about that every time I'm tempted to fudge a dice roll. I'm like, well, it made him puke, and I get that. I know exactly how he felt.
For those that don't know, it's the book. The great book. It's amazing. Everybody needs to look at it. There's just real quick. There is a rebranding of it coming out like this year. It's coming out soon.
Oh, good. Yeah, because you were on a print for a long time, wasn't it? Did I share my cover? I've got a cool cover from the 70s that's totally nuts. I don't remember if I posted that or not, because we were talking about it a few months ago. It comes up regularly. What's funny is I made this game up before I ever read it. I'd heard of it, and I was like, that sounds really cool. I wish I had a baseball dice game that I could play, and then I made one up.
The one that would the really funny thing is I finally read W.P. Kinseller's Iowa Baseball Confederacy, so sort of his follow-up to Field of Dreams, and the main character in that also goes insane after playing a baseball dice game. So I think there's a warning here.
I think without the internet, insanity is quite prone to people who spend all their time playing baseball dice games. But thanks to the internet, you find 10 or 15 people to talk to about it, and suddenly you're not insane. You're like in a community.
Absolutely, that's all of us, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So thank God for Discord and Reddit and Kickstarter for saving us from ourselves.
All right. Let's see. I think there's one more note on here. I think the main thing may be lacking how easy it is to steal.
Yes.
I've played Payoff Pitch Baseball, and they have an interesting jump rating system that works because it's a combination of the pitcher and runner checks. Pitcher is able, he can hold the runner at base. I've always done it with the catcher. That's the catcher's role, is their ability to hold people off.
Yeah, that's sort of a philosophical question, but yeah, I feel like just as a person watching the game, because there are certain pitchers who usually hear about pitchers who stink at holding runners on. Occasionally, you get a guy who's usually a lefty who's got a really great move. So it's a thing that it can be a liability for the pitcher, but it's a strength for the catcher. But I feel like you've got your vintage Yadi Molina type who guys are scared to run on. They're scared to run on the catcher more than the pitcher for me.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with that. We're getting a lot more into the philosophical now, but agreed
That's
with
where I
that.
live. Y'all are the stat heads. I'm the I'm the vibes guy.
So, and one more that just came in here. Will you be sending me flowers in the event that Tarek Skubal gets sold to the Mets?
I don't know who you are, and I don't know where you live.
That's me.
But let's say
me in Detroit.
Yeah. So if that happens, and I don't think it's going to, but if you see any flowers, they're for you, and I sent them. So help yourself.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, God, I would love that. We need some pitching. We've had the weirdest off season, man. I'm not twisted up into knots about the Mets like I used to be because we're so rich now that like there's no more feeling sorry for myself like there was 10 years ago. But I don't know what the heck kind of team we're going to be running out on opening day. I feel like we still don't have an outfield. We've got the best baseball player, or one of the two or three best baseball players in the world, and no other outfielders besides Tyrone Taylor. We could have used Kyle Tucker.
All right. So, well, thank you very much. Anything else? Anyone else want to say hi? Come up. I'm kind of buying time in case Spice does make it tonight. And we move on to our next thing. But
I will say two other things. We were talking about doing regular, just like hop on the audio chat, not Q&A so much as just like rap sessions. That's the thing I would love to do. Maybe, I don't know, quarterly or something like that, because I'm around. And the like audio only aspect makes it so easy because I could just chill with my dog on the couch. So that's a thing that I would love to do. Jump on every couple of months and talk about football, but also just talk about baseball generally and like whatever's on our minds. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, but that's something we're talking about doing more of here. On Sunday, we're probably going to have a pretty open, come and tell the mod team, we want people to hang out here. So we'll have something
Cool.
put together. And yeah, and anytime you want it, if you're just like, hey, I'm feeling bored, come, just, I think you have access to the everyone tag too. And you can just bug, 500 people
Good.
and say, please come talk to me.
I love to bug 500 people.
Yeah, absolutely do that. Go for it.
All right. Well, first I'll do that to plug my book, and then after I'm done with that, we'll do some more just like Deadball hangs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all here for it, so I think that would probably be fine unless everybody gets frustrated all at once. I mean, we'll see.
The other thing was, I believe y'all asked me to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah. So we will, if you could hold on for a minute. We're gonna we're gonna do our first game. So I'm gonna bring Jaylee up here, and we were gonna have Spice as well, but she is out. But Spice is one of the creators here, and she's been creating a couple of rosters for us, and we have tonight. And all you who watch more than just a single baseball team might want to help me out with it. But we have the Contract Albatrosses versus the Hall of Pretty Good to play tonight. So over on so here, I can bring it up here. And I will bring Jaylee if you're ready. I'm going to bring you up as well because we had talked about you playing. The Albatrosses have Mike Trout, Christian Walker, Jock Pedersen, Keibert Ruiz.
Peterson. It's a long E. Peterson.
Okay. You want to take over, Mr. Broadcaster?
Sure.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah.
Part of it is your screen is a little fuzzy, so it's hard for me to read. All right, let's see if I make mine bigger, if that'll help.
Here. And why don't I also, I'm going to just share this as a, oh, you're in here already.
Oh, I am? Cool. What
Yeah.
opening game 2016? Let me see if I can find it then in what you have sent me. I can kind of make it out.
So
I'm enjoying this because it looks like I'm on a work Zoom call, but it's so much more fun than a work Zoom call.
That's spectacular.
I think we also need the.
All right. Let's see. Mike Trout of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Christian Walker at first base. Currently unemployed. Left fielder, Jock Peterson. Batting cleanup and catching, Kelbert Ruiz. The second baseman batting fifth, DJ LeMahieu. Shortstop of the San Diego Padres is Xander Bogaerts. The DH batting seventh is Chris Bryant. Batting eighth and playing third base from his couch as of like 3 weeks ago, Anthony Rendon. And rounding it out, it's Anthony Santander in right field. That's Trout in center, Walker at first, Peterson in left, Ruiz batting cleanup behind the dish, LeMahieu at second, Bogaerts at short, Bryant the DH, Rendon playing third base from his couch, and Santander in right. The starting pitcher is going to be Aaron Nola.
And now we have the Hall of Pretty Good.
Leading things off for the Hall of Pretty Good, Shane Mack in right field. Batting second in center field, a former Met, Brandon Nimmo. Batting third, playing second base, Randy Velarde. In left field, batting cleanup, the former Tiger, Bobby Higginson. Batting fifth behind the dish, he of many teams, but most notably the Pirates for me, Francisco Cervelli. Batting sixth, playing first base, Lyle Overbay. Batting seventh, playing third base, Casey Blake. Batting eighth at shortstop with the Los Angeles Dodgers, Miguel Rojas. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, most well known for playing in the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, when they made the transition to the Rays, BJ Upton. Leading on the bump for the Hall of Very Good, Tom Condotti.
Albatross.
All right, well, I got the dice ready. What's our starting pitch die?
Okay. So which one do you want? Who would you like to start with?
Well, who's batting first? It's the... What is it? Nola
the
starting?
away team's the Albatrosses.
Yep. I'm asking Jaylee who he wants to play.
Oh, God, I don't... are we doing... I'm just doing a test. .com's here. All right. I'm going to do D2. Odd is for Albatross and evens for Hall of Pretty Good.
That's pretty good for me.
And I guess I'm the Hall of Pretty Good. Yeah. So I will be pitching first.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I did not realize I had forgotten to do the handedness of the contracts. So L for Rodriguez, L for Tanner Scott. Everybody else is a righty. So, all right. So who'd you say?
I'm going to be the Hall of Pretty Good per the Dice Gods.
Okay. All right. So you do Hall of Pretty Good. Anyone want to take on the Albatrosses?
Sure, I'll do it. Why not?
Okay. All right. So Albatrosses. So we're gonna start with Mike Trout at the dish. Tom Gattiotti.
Hang on. Has WM done the first pitch yet? Because if not, I need him to do that. I can't have the dice gods, being unfavorable to me.
No, I just need to know what the pitch die is, and actually, my son August is here to help me with this.
Excellent.
All right.
We're righty, so this will be a D12.
Okay. All right, Aug. Can you roll these dice and tell me what it says? What does that add up to? Suspense.
The suspense.
51.
51. That's a strikeout for Trout.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful time. I will keep an eye on the chat. I want to see who wins. Thank you so much for inviting me, and have a great time at the con, guys. I will post a sample of my calligraphy later so you can get an idea of what the pennant will look like.
Excellent.
We appreciate you coming by.
Oh, my pleasure. Have a great night, guys. Have a great weekend, too.
All right. So, Jay Lee, it's a capital PD, right, for the pitch die?
Yep.
All right,
/
rolling it.
R space capital P. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Rolling it over here in the chat for those of you who want to potentially watch along and follow.
Yep.
For Christian Walker, he has a modified swing score of 84. That is a ground out to second base.
And what we're using over here is a little tool called Die Cobb. I forget it. I don't think this is one of Jay Lee's, but
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So, it is a...
You sound so disappointed.
well, because he's the one who gets called when it breaks. But it's a... so if you go down to the game chats, you'll see a lot of rolls from this, but it's a bot that calculates out all of the basic scores. And we're also using here Jay Lee's very own, I believe it's in Homebrew, Dr. J's score sheet, which is a pretty cool...
This is an older version. I was like looking at it. It's like, where are the features? This is the one I use for World Deadball Association. There's another I made for the UBA, because I was like, why is it not showing me the handedness bonuses? Oh, yeah, that's why.
But down in Homebrew, you'll be able to find one. This is the one I have saved because WDA. And it also has over here right now, just for everybody who wants to, sort of follow along with what these players' stat lines are. We have this, but it has the game cast for, probably you'll see it later during the tournament, and all sorts of other little fun things in here. But right now, it's just a good way to see how the game progresses with Peterson up to the plate.
Left-hander will dig into the box. And he hits a ground ball to second base for a quick 1-2-3 inning for the righty Tom Candiotti.
All right.
Candiotti, there it is. I missed the I the first time. My bad.
So we go into the bottom of the first. Aaron Nola, toe in the rubber, right-handed pitcher. Leading off for the Hall of Pretty Good is Shane Mack. Righty, so this will be a D12 on the pitch die. A 33 is going to be sufficient for a walk. So we've got a walk that puts up...
It was a 36, a 39, not a 33.
Oh, sorry. I apologize because everything's scrunched up. 39. Let me back up there. That is within the realm of error. So the defense roll is a 12, so I don't think it's going to matter. He's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 12 on the defense roll, so that gets turned anyway. So that'll be a ground out to the first baseman. Let me switch that to grounder there. Next up, Brandon Nimmo, center fielder, lefty coming up to the plate. This will be a D8. Our total is... 51. That'll be a strikeout. The first of the day for Aaron Nola. Batting third for the Hall of Pretty Good is Randy Velarde, second baseman. This is a righty, so this will be a D12. And the MSS, so 23 is the result. And with a 19 on the hit die, Randy Velarde goes yard. And puts the Hall of Pretty Good on the board. Score is now 1-0 in favor of the Hall. Next up, Bobby Higginson, left fielder. He is a lefty. We're going to go D8 since we're off-handed here. The MSS is a 77, so that'll be a fly ball to left field to end the inning. That will... bring us to the second. Your score, Hall of Pretty Good 1, Albatross is 0.
Starting off the top of the second, it's Kybert Ruiz, the shortstop. He is a switch hitter, so it's going to just be a D8 here for the pitch die. That is a 48, and for him, that is a lazy flyout to the center fielder. That's going to bring up now DJ LeMahieu, second baseman. Righty-righty matchup boosts the pitch die. LeMahieu swings a 21. That is within the realm of a hit for him. And it's a 3, which would be a single. Defense by the first baseman. And a 9 is no change, so it is just a one-out single for LeMahieu. That will bring up Xander Bogaerts. And this early on, with a contact hitter, I'm going to try a hit and run. So, let's see. I just need to do
Those
an
rules
R.
are on page 32 because it
32.
always comes up.
Yep.
I literally had it brought up because it's the
Nice.
one rule that I never.
Is a steal is a D8, correct?
Yep. So you'll roll your steal, and then you will roll your MSS, and you'll get a plus 10 bonus to that, like in your favor.
Okay. D8. So the steal attempt is a 1. That's a batter that's out. Woof.
It's tripped over his shoelaces.
It depends, because if you get a hit, it might still be runners first and second.
Yeah, well, I'm not holding out any hope with old Xander here going against a D12. Never mind.
A 27, and you would be looking for, well, that would hit it naturally. So
Yeah, and it's
because we're
seven is
doing
an
a hit
actual
and run, we just kind of ignore the hit table result, and it's just a single. So perhaps bad jump for LeMahieu, but Bogaerts makes up for it with some good contact.
So runners on first and second now here in the top of the second for the Albatrosses, and Chris Bryant digs in. I'm not going to lay down a bunt. If I had if I had no outs, I would consider it, but nope. And Bryant, it's a 53. Candiotti is not a K-plus pitcher, so that's a ground ball to the first baseman, but it is not a productive out. So Bogaerts would be out at second.
So ball to the right of the infield, runners at second and third advance. On a ball anywhere in the infield, runner at first is out and batter safe on the fielder's choice. So, yeah, runners on corners now.
So he would just be what? Oh, so this is where I'm going to ask you, how do I recognize this in the sheet?
So what I'm looking at the swing result table, ball anywhere in the infield, runner at first is out, batter safe. So Bogaerts will get a tag out.
Okay, TO.
Yeah. And then Chris Bryant, that would be, since it was fielder's choice, that would just be an OB.
OB1. All right. So there we go. Now runners the corners and 2 out. It will be Mr. Couchman himself, Anthony Rendon. And he strikes out swinging. Grandpa Sapien, well done. Well done.
Now who is threw out his back?
Completely horizontal.
Rendon threw out his back sitting on the couch and now has to play from the bed.
Fantastic.
From Grandpa Sapien, because I'm over here on the that's not on the capture. I wanted to share what everyone was laughing at.
That is amazing. Massive applause. Massive applause. All right, that'll do it for the Albatrosses in the top of the second. We go now to the bottom of the second.
Did you mark Rendon's out?
Oh, I'm getting ready to. I'm catching up. I'm sorry.
Right.
I got destroyed by how amazing that was, and so
we are now entering the bottom of the second. Aaron Nola back at the mound. Francisco Cervelli up at the plate. This is righty-righty, so this will be a D12. And with the MSS of 22, that's going to be a hit for Cervelli. A result of 18 P minus turns into a 17. That is a double defense right field, and a 10 on the right fielder, who does not have any extra juice, means the double turns into a single. So Cervelli, not quite enough popped, got to the warning track, and didn't really hustle it out. Right fielder's able to throw him off, and Cervelli just with a single. Cervelli will try to steal. We're going to roll a d8, see what happens here. We get a 1, and he is caught stealing. That's about standard for me. Tag out.
Did he actually, with a 1, did he actually try stealing, or was he just like not
He's just been
standing up
lazy all evening, apparently. Like he was doing his home run trot. The right fielder got it on a bounce at the warning track, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna get second base." And the Albatrosses said, "No, you aren't." Next up is Lyle Overbay, lefty. So this will be a D8 on the pitch die roll. The result is a 72. That's going to be a strikeout for Nola, and that's his second on the day. Next up, Casey Blake, righty. This will be a D12. The result is a 98, just shy of my oddity number. The one thing I like more than a free baseball is oddities, if anyone's played with me. And 3 outs will retire the side and bring us to the top of the third. Year score, Hall of Pretty Good 1, Albatrosses 0.
Turnkey will lead things off for the Albatross in top of third. That's the right fielder, Anthony Santander. Santander, a switch hitter. So we're going to have a pitch die of 8. And that is a 91 overall. Santander retired via the strikeout. That is the third for Candiotti today. And we return to the top of the lineup with Mike Trout, who in his first AB to start the game also struck out. And his swing score is a 65. That'll be a simple ground out to the third baseman. Back now to Christian Walker. And he hits a 17. Ooh. He is not a P+, so it's just a standard 14, which I believe is a double.
Single runners advance 2.
Cursed second
would have
edition
turned
rules.
into a double had it not been for the defense roll, because someone was going to bobble it.
Back up now to Jock Peterson, who in his first at-bat hit a lazy ground ball. Trying to redeem himself here. And an MSS score of 14. That'll be a hit. He has a power plus, so that 17 goes to an 18.
Double runners advance 3. He will drive in Christian Walker.
And just like that, it's a brand new ball game, folks. Here in the top of the third, thanks to some timely 2-out hitting by the top of the Albatross's order. Back now to the cleanup man, Hybert Ruiz. Ruiz flew out in his first AB. And in this AB, he is going to have a walk. Because the 25 is just outside of his hit range.
Oh, that was close.
Runners on first and second, 2 out. DJ LeMahieu, who singled in his first AB. This time he is going to ground out to first base, and end the innings. So the Albatrosses score 1 run on 2 hits and leave 2 runners on. We go to the bottom of the third. We are tied 1-1.
Aaron Nola stepping back up to the mound. Miguel Rojas, shortstop, stepping up to the plate. Righty. So this is going to be a D12. The result is a 62, so that will be a strikeout to start third. Third for Nola today. Batting ninth for the Holla Pretty Good is BJ Upton, designated hitter for the afternoon. He is a righty as well, so we're going to be rolling D12s. Our MSS is a 64. That is going to be a ground out to our second baseman. Which brings us to the top of the lineup, Shane Mack, righty. This will also be a D12. MSS is a 15. That'll be a hit. The hit table result is a 5, which is a single defense third base, with the result of 4 is going to be right smack dab in the middle of no change. So a single for Shane Mack. Brings up Brandon Nimmo, lefty. This will be a D8 for Nimmo. A MSS of 49 will be a fly ball out to right field and will retire the side. Brings us to the top of the fourth. Your score 1-1.
Leading things off for the Albatrosses here in the top of the fourth is shortstop Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts singled in his last at-bat, but then was retired as part of a fielder's choice. This time in the box, he strikes out looking on a modified swing score of 50. Bring up Chris Bryant. Bryant hit into the fielder's choice in his previous at-bat that retired Bogaerts. With 1 out, he is going to smack the ball to the second baseman for out number 2. And now we bring up Anthony Rendon, who, as we established earlier, is now playing from his bed somehow. Best of luck to him. And with this at bat, that is a modified swing score of 36, and wouldn't you know it, he throws himself right in front of the pitch and gets hit by the pitch to reach the base. So, as I fix this real fast, have a runner on first, with just 1 out. And the number 9 hitter is Anthony Santander, who struck out swinging. His previous time up as a switch hitter, the pitch die is going to be an 8 against Candiotti. He has a modified swing score of 13. The hit table is a 9. His P plus trait moves it up to a 10, which I believe is just a single runner's advance.
Yep, the P plus made the difference there. It brings Rendon to third.
So now we go to the top of the order with runners at the corners and 2 outs for the Albatrosses. It's going to be Mike Trout, the Wunderkind, for a vast majority of the early part of his career. I cannot take you seriously right now, Grappa. Trout has a hard hit ground, swing and a miss for a strikeout in the inning, stranding runners on the corners as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Beard's going through it right now.
So sorry, everyone.
All right. Aaron Nola, excuse me, returning to the mound. Leading off for the Hall of Pretty Good is Randy Velarde, 1 for 1 with a home run earlier in the game. Let's see if Lightning can strike twice. Righty, so this will be a D12. Velarde with a 19 on the MSS, 4 on the hit table, which is single defense second base. A 9 on defense isn't really going to change anything, so that will be a single for Velarde. Velarde is going to try to steal right now with a 7, actually is successfully able to advance to second base. So a steal for Velarde. Next up, Bobby Higginston, for 4 on the day, flew out in the first. As a left-hander, this will be a D8. And a 101 will be a strikeout for Higginson. That will be the 4th for Aaron Nola on the day. Next up, catcher Francisco Cervalli earlier today had a single. As a righty, this will be a D12. Score 58 is going to be a fly ball, potentially productive. Ball in the outfield, runners at second and third advance. So Cervale does pop it up. Velarde is able to advance to third as a result. Now, with a runner 90 feet from home, Lyle Overbay comes up to the plate. Struck out in the second earlier as a lefty. This will be a D8 pitch die. By 102, yet another strikeout. Brings Nola up to 5 and strands Velarde 90 feet from home. And that is 3 clean innings for Aaron Nola. So they will bump up to a D12. And it will take us to the top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th, leading things off for the Albatrosses, first baseman Christian Walker, 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and scored in his previous at-bat. Pitch die at 12 for this one. That is a 47 and a simple flyout to the left fielder for out number 1. Now up Jock Peterson, who doubled in Walker. Pitch die of 8. That's a righty on lefty matchup. And he will loft an easy can of corn to the right fielder. Bringing up Kybert Ruiz, who is officially 0 for 1 on the day. But he has drawn a walk, trying to get a 2-out rally going. He has a 15 on the modified swing score. His hit table is 1. He is not a P+, but he is a C+. Does that impact
That's yep, on hit table rules of 1 to 2, doubles, runners advance 2, no defense. So contact hitter converts those to doubles.
Good thing.
I knew they did that in 1E. Go ahead, Scott.
It's a good thing too because that defense roll was a 12.
Yeah, it was. Bring up LeMahieu, 1 for 2. He singled in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Oh, I'm just going to kill the dice parser. I hit enter before I did the D I
It'll
needed.
eventually time out, yeah.
Or you can just manually kill it. All right, 52 for LeMahieu. That is going to be a strikeout to end the inning. That is the 6th strikeout for Candiotti. And we go now to the bottom of the 5th with the score tied 1-1.
Aaron Nola back at the mound, and after 3 clean innings is up to a D12, so it's going to be oops all D12s for the time being. Leading off for the Hall pretty good is Casey Blake 0 for 1 on the day. An MSS of 95 means that we're going to ground it over to third base for the first out of the inning. Next up, Miguel Rojas struck out in third. Rolling D12, an MSS of 97. That'll be a fly out to left field. I was about to say third base. It doesn't make much sense. Next up, BJ Upton, designated hitter. Again, we're doing D12. And 81 this time. That will be a strikeout. The 6th of the day for Aaron Nola, and will bring us to the top of the 6th.
Score remains 1-1, leading things off for the Albatrosses. Shortstop Xander Bogaerts, who singled way back in the second inning, eventually was tagged out. This at-bat, he's going to be way too aggressive, and he's going to strike out yet again. That's his 2nd strikeout of the day, giving Candiotti 7 thus far. Here's Chris Bryant, officially 0 for 2. He did reach via a fielder's choice back in the second inning. And he is also going to overswing, and he'll strike out. And Mr. Meme himself, Anthony Rendon, 0 for 1 officially, with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. That's what he does from his bed here. And he's just going to break out his golf club and loft it into left field to retire the side. And that is now 3 clean innings for Candiotti. So he now goes up to a D12.
we go into the bottom of the 6th, score tied 1-1. And there we go. Leading off, 6th inning is Shane Mack. Again, we're doing oops all D12s for a little while here. A 84 on the MSS is going to be a grounder to second base to start the inning. Next up, Brandon Nimmo will throw the D12, and 82 will be a strikeout. That is number 7 for Nola. Next up, Randy Velarde, 2 for 2 today with home run and a single. A 72, though, swings for it and does not make good contact. And another strikeout, 3 up, 3 down to retire the side as we go into the top of the 7th.
So, fun fact, I just looked it up. Candiotti and Nola both have a tied high of 12, or a personal best of 12 strikeouts in a single game.
They're literally on pace for that.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Let's see. Nola is considered a high stamina pitcher, so he, at this point, would have the distance. Anyone who's played in a multiplayer league, like if you have a pitcher maxed out at that, we're saving the bullpen today. So see if Candiotti can keep.
So that means Candiotti going into the 7th inning, they will drop down to 28.
Is it the 7th or the 8th?
If we're doing modern, for every inning pitched past 6 innings, so this will be 6.1.
There we go. Then.
So old Candiotti is
face.
fun while it lasted.
Are you changing pitchers?
No, because he's still D8.
All right, that's what I thought, but I also want to make sure I don't want to jump ahead.
No, he's still D8. We'll let him ride.
All right. So he will face off against Anthony Santander for a 3rd time, the 2nd time that Santander has led things off as we start the top of the 7th with the score tie 1-1. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I did a D12. It should be a D8. My apologies to those who are watching, seeing how the sausage is made. The D8 makes it a 32, as would be in the realm of an error, but the defensive table of a 10 means a simple ground out to the shortstop for out number 1. Making the turn through the 4th time through the lineup for Candiotti, it's Mike Trout, 0 for 4 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. This is a 27, which is in the realm of a hit for him. An 8, but he's a P++, so that would bump it up to a 10. However, since nobody's on, just becomes a standard single. Runner on first, 1 out. And with Trout's S+ trait, I am going to try a steal here. And that's a 5. I believe that's successful.
Yes.
Yep, you are good.
So now we have runner on second with 1 out for Christian Walker. And he is going to swing away. It's a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. That's going to freeze Trout at second, and Walker is retired at first. 2 out, runner at second for Jock Peterson. Thus far, the fairly lone bright spot for the Albatrosses as he scored back in the 3rd off of a double. And he will hit a sharp ground ball to the shortstop, and that will do it for the Albatrosses here in the top of the 7th.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and
Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I ever get back over it. Root
for Deadball
con. If we don't win, it's a shame.
I don't know.
So let's roll.
No, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're at the old ball game.
Thanks, latency.
Yeah,
brought to you by
fair.
Optimum Fiber. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Aaron Nola. No, yeah, we are all out. It's fine though. Aaron Nola, known for their ability to get games done. Still at a D12 with that ST plus. Leading off will be Bobby Higginson. We're all doing D12s here. MSS is going to be a 23. It's sufficient for a hit for Higginson. Hit table is a 10 plus 1 becomes an 11, and that is a single runner's advance 2. Nobody on base at the moment, so Higginson getting his first piece of the day. Higginson also being a S plus, that is an obligatory steal chance, and a good thing he does have the S plus because a 3 plus a 1 brings that to a steal. So Francisco Cervelli comes up to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day with runner on second. We're rolling D12 for our hit table here. A 55 is going to be a grounder to third. Anywhere in the infield. So that's just a no one can advance there. So ground out. The first out of the inning. Next up, Lyle Overbay over 2 on the day. Struck out twice already. This will be a D12. A 75 will be yet another grounder to third. Again, Bobby Higginson unable to advance the ball exactly where he needs to go. Casey Blake now coming up to the plate. Again, 0 for 2. Had a fly out in the second. Ground out in the fifth. Rolling a D12 for him. A 20 is going to be a hit. A 2 for a C plus is going to be a double runner's advance 2. And that will bring Bobby Higginson, who's been waiting for a while now, across the plate. And that will break this deadlock. The ball game's now 2-1. This is not after the 7th inning, so
we're gonna leave Nola in for the moment.
Yeah, I mean he's good for a while. He doesn't take that heinous penalty until next inning. Casey Blake is now on second. It brings up Miguel Rojas with 2 outs. We're still D12s at the moment. A 13 is going to be a hit for Rojas. A 4 will be a single defense second base. Second baseman for the Albatrosses does not have any additional juice on defense. So this is a single, which will bring Casey Blake up to third and bring up the designated hitter, BJ Upton, with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Any changes?
Nope, we're gonna leave it as is.
Got it. All right, D12 for BJ Upton. A 74, though. Upton goes 0 for 3 on the day. Grounds out to the second baseman. Strands 2 runners, but damage has been done. So we go into the top of the 8th. Your score 2-1, and it does look like the Hall of Pretty Good will be making a pitching choice here. Just need to decide who and what. I don't know which of these pitchers are relievers. Does it matter for the case of this game?
For the case of this game, I said no.
All right.
Give me Kuroda. Give me Kuroda or Todd Stottlemyre.
I'll give you Kuroda.
I think we let the audience pick.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
Audience, throw a couple in there. Who do you want to see? We have Kuroda, Astiano.
I want to see a position player on the mound.
No,
I'm not that bold. Plus, I didn't program it in there.
I didn't add the benches.
Damn it.
Stottlemyre, Darren Oliver, Steve Reed, Joaquin Benoit.
Stottlemyre.
Okay.
What's the? I didn't see the lineup.
Got one for Stottlemyre with Hero Lover.
What are the matchups? Is it all righties?
There is a single lefty that I could use.
Yeah.
I'll put in Stoudemire. Stoudemire's coming in. Whatever. Let's go.
It's a cool name, so. Oh, sleep baseball. It was asleep, so you know.
Stoudemire's a pretty good name.
That's probably the best one on.
I don't have enough knowledge to be able to rate Kuroki Kurata reasonably, but Todd Stoudemire I feel equipped to be able to rate. We'll put we'll put Stoudemire in there. Okay. Back to you.
All right. So that is going to have us in the top of the 8th inning. We're going to see Kybert Ruiz lead things off, 1 for 2 today with a double. It's going to be a D4. It's a 95, a ground out to third for Ruiz, bringing up DJ LeMahieu, who is 1 for 3 on the day. And since it's a righty-righty matchup, if I look at this, yes, it's going to be a D8. Last one was a D4 because of the switch hitter. He grounds out to first. And now Xander Bogaerts, with 2 outs, trying to get something going. He is unable to do so. He also hits a weak ground ball to first base. So 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 8th go the Albatrosses. With the score, Hall of Pretty Good 2, Albatrosses 1.
Right. We go into the 8th. That is going to bring Aaron Nola to a D8. Are they staying in?
You know, I'm going to bring in, I think. All right, so here's who I'm debating between, guys. I'm going to pull Nola. Do we go Robert Stevenson, Tanner Scott, or Jordan Hicks? Stevenson has definitely got the best name, although Jordan Romano is also pretty good. I already know who I'm throwing in the 9th, so assuming we get there. But yeah, choices.
That's a bold claim.
Stevenson, Scott, and Stevenson and Scott. Let's say that.
I'll do Tanner Scott because I'm curious what a K+ and a W- would do.
That's also what I was thinking. Jordan Hicks. With a name like Hicks, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 1 for Hicks and we got 1 for Scott.
Ground baller W- also fun. I'm seeing Jordan Hicks. We'll do
Jordan Hicks is the answer.
Yeah. W- means wild. So I believe what that does.
It's CN-, I think, in the 2nd edition.
Yeah. So it's everybody's on base goes up by 2.
3.
3?
3. The CN+ is a -2. CN- is a +3.
But he's got a K- or a K+, so he's basically
which is going to be a BT. Yeah, there's a lot of number manipulation happening.
He's
all right, so Jordan Hicks
right now.
Yep. Alrighty. Yep. So Jordan Hicks coming up. Shane Mack leading off for the Hall of Pretty Good. This is righty-righty, so this will be a D8. Let me write it correctly. A 5 is going to be a crit. A 10 on the hit table is going to be a single. That turns into a double. So Shane Mack gets a good piece of that ball and turns a single into a double. Next up, Brandon Nimmo, 0 for 3 on the day, lefty-righty, so this will be a D4 for Nimmo. Nemo with a 19. That'll be sufficient for hit. A 7 plus 1 is an 8. That is an unmodified single. So now with 2 leadoff hits, Randy Velarde, 2 for 3 on the day with a home run, and with 2 Hall of Pretty Gooders on base, facing Jordan Hicks. This will be a D8 because it's a righty versus righty lineup or situation here. 57 is going to be a productive out. So on the outfield, runners at second and third will advance. So do I have a? I don't have a sac fly code on this one. So Velarde gets the sacrifice fly, but Shane Mack will come in, and I don't think Nemo does anything. Nemo stays. So Velarde with their second RBI of the evening, and Nemo still on first. Next up, Bobby Higginson, lefty on righty. That was a run against a reliever, so their pitch die will go down. So Hicks is now a minus D4. Would you like to make any changes?
Nah. Let's just keep running with Wild Thing.
You're gonna roll with it.
The people wanted Wild Thing. We're gonna give them Wild Thing.
Got it.
I'm playing this game for fun, less to win.
All right. Higginson now up. So it's going to be a minus D4 on the pitch die. 91, though, will be a strikeout, which will give us the second out of the inning and bring up Francisco Cervelli, 1 for 3 on the evening. Righty. This becomes a positive D4. A 39, Realm of Error 11 ain't going to cut it. So a little bit of sun in the eye of the right fielder, but it does not matter. They're able to collect. And Nemo is left on base, but the gap has widened a bit. Where's my border? We go to the top of the ninth. Your score is 3-1. Let me see here. Hicks is a D8 minus D8. Stottlemyre started as a D4. They would be a minus D4. And Stottlemyre will be coming out. And if we're going for cool names, I might have to go with Joaquin Benoit.
Yeah, you can't. Joaquin Benoit is a pretty.
That's a pretty strong one. I think I'll have to go with Joaquin Benoit. All right, Joaquin Benoit comes out. Over to you, Beard.
Okay, so leading things off in the top of the ninth is the designated hitter Chris Bryant, who is 0 for today with a strikeout. Facing off against the righty Benoit, that's going to make it a D12. And he will swing and a miss, gripping too tightly on the bat. Out number 1. Back now to Anthony Rendon, who has continued to play this game from his couch and then eventually moved to his bed. He is 0 for 2 officially. He did reach via a hit by pitch earlier in the game, and this is just out of the realm of a possible error. But a 42 is a strikeout, so he strikes out swinging. It's all going to come down to Anthony Santander to try and keep this game alive. And he is unable to do so, gets under it for a can of corn into center field. And that is your ball game, folks. The Hall of Pretty Good draw first blood, and they score late to win by the score of 3-1.
see here. Let's see here. Players of the match here. Taking a look at the Hall of Pretty Good. Randy Velarde with the home run, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. Also with RBI, Casey Blake off of a double. And Tom Candiotti with 8 strikeouts. Joaquin Benoit with 2. Candiotti only allowing 7 hits with 1 walk allowed. Taking a look at the Albatrosses, lone run scored by Christian Walker off a single. In addition, Mike Trout with a single with a stolen base. Jock Peterson with a double and an RBI. Kiber Ruiz, a double and a walk. Several singles along the way. Looking at the pitching, Aaron Nola, 8 Ks across 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, no walks. So congrats to Albatross pitching crew for not giving away any free bases. Jordan Hicks with strikeout, 2 hits, and 1 earned run.
Fans, who do you think should be player of the game? It clearly is going to come from the Hall of Pretty Good. But who we feeling? I think there's a fairly obvious choice, but I will leave it to the people.
Velarde.
1 for Velarde, yes, yep.
Yeah, we got
2 for Velarde.
I was gonna go with Candiotti, but
Candiotti would be a pretty good choice, especially if it would have, if it had been 0 earned runs, I think that would have been pretty strong. But with 8 strikeouts, only 1 walk allowed. I mean, he allowed 8 people on base, basically. So that's not too terrible.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Jaylee. I know this was a little bit last minute to bring you up. But that is our opening game for the tournament. Or not for the tournament, but for the event. And right now, got a few minutes here before I start diving into the stuff for the fictional tournament. So we'll see you all in a little bit. I'm gonna cut the recording here and start up a new one for that. But take 5, everyone.